Good morning, guys. Hopefully you used yesterday to get a little caught up and try all of your watercolor techniques. Um, so if I look at my watercolor techniques now, I've got the plastic wrap off and you can see the kind of the cool marks that get made from the plastic wrap. This works great if you're painting rocks. There are different things. Hopefully you found some of this stuff. Like if you didn't have like rubbing alcohol, so you couldn't try that one, that's totally fine. It was just to have you give those a go. The salt, you just want to peel off of there. Today and tomorrow, we're going to work with the idea of wet into wet color mixing. So like this, where I practiced like mixing the colors together with like a puddle of water. That's a unique property of watercolor, and it's kind of one of the trickier things to kind of get a grip on or to learn how to do. And so we're going to keep using that technique, and we're going to make little nebula paintings or galaxy paintings, which are super fun. So I'm going to do a quick video here in my studio, and I'm also going to post links to a couple of artists online that have instruction videos for little nebula paintings. The online artist instructions, my video is going to be lifetime. And though the artists that paint online, it's time lapse, so it's speeded up. And so you can't paint as fast as they can because they're painting on fast forward. So just to give you that as a heads up, they make it look like it's really fast. I am again using my sketchbook paper, and I'm going to open it up, and I need to be able to trace a circle. And so here I have found a circle. It's actually a little bowl. And I am going to be able to trace, it looks like quite a few of these on here so that I can practice more than one time. So I'm going to slide this kind of to the edge, and I'm just going to quick trace around the bowl so that I have a circle. And it looks like I'll have space for 2 on a sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and just trace 2 for right now, and know that I can make 2 more over here tomorrow or later on today. So what I'm going to do is just like when we worked before with the wet into wet color mixing, I have water that I've already put in all my colors that I'm going to use. But I'm going to start with, there's 2 different ways to start. So I can start with just some water. I put red paint in there just so you guys could see what I'm doing. I want this to look like a galaxy. So, you can see that I'm making really like wacky shaped lines. Not a straight line. It's kind of a zigzaggy kind of thing. And I have it's like mostly water. Like I said, I put a little bit of red paint in mine just so you could see it. If I just put water on my paper, you can't see it in the video. So, but now I am going to come back with red, and I'm going to let this paint kind of mix and do its thing. Wet into wet color mixing. This is the focus here. So this is what I am, like kind of attempting to do. I'm going to switch colors now and add some blue in. And I'm also going to add in some purple. Because the galaxy, right, is dark. And I want this to have lights and have darks. I can use a paper towel too if I want to give a lift off, like lighter effect. or to dry up some of this extra like water that's here, because I don't want it to be too like super sloppy when I go to add there's my paper towel. I knew I brought one in. I don't want it to be really, really wet out here when I go to add the black. But I am going to keep going over here with a little bit more of the blue. And you'll see that I'm trying to keep my paint neatly in this circle. So that's a part of also what we're learning. We're learning control, how to control our paint, how to control the water. So even though this is a really fun little painting, it is teaching me a lot about how to paint. A little more like these like brighter areas. If you look online at photos of like nebula, you'll see that they have a lot of lighter colors, darker colors. I'm gonna squeeze my paintbrush dry now and like pull out some of these lighter kind of cloud-like things. If you want, in the videos, they all use a little bit of like white paint mixed with water for stars. Obviously, you're at home and you probably don't have that. One thing you can do is a little bit of salt or alcohol can give you kind of a starry sort of an effect. So if you want to give that a try. And now, like, this is kind of set up enough. I can see that this is kind of dry-ish. And so I'm going to switch, and I'm going to make this dark now out here, so that I have that kind of deep space effect. Clean off my paintbrush, pull some of this down. Push a little bit of this black up here into where the water's a little wetter. Do the same thing up at the top. And you can see that I have made a reasonable looking little galaxy painting using wet into wet color mixing. I can go ahead and practice this again another time or another couple of times until I have the hang of it. Like I said, super fun. I'll post a couple of the other videos so you can kind of see other people's interpretations of these. But have fun. Make a little galaxy. Like I said, if you have rubbing alcohol or salt, you can experiment with getting some star sort of texture going in there. Otherwise, have a great day painting galaxies.